Welcome back to the podcast where we ask the question, what makes you happy? My name is Jake Pearson, and our guest today is the Chief of Possibilities at Ignite Happy, as well as an author and speaker who uses their platform for change to ignite happy humans and organizations to help create endless possibilities where people can thrive. We have Darrin Tulley from Canton, Connecticut, United States. Tell me, Darrin, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jake. I really appreciate you having me on the show.
Tell me, Darrin, what does make you happy?
Well, I had an awakening, and then I had a light up moment, and then I realized that I get joy from actually helping other people find happiness themselves. When I see people actually realize they are possible and that the happiness that we all have actually is unique and it's ourselves and it's within. And when I see people see that and they notice it, I light up. So that's what makes me the happiest. And I got to say recently too, I'm starting to find different reminders out in the world that was part of my light up moment that reminds me how unique we all are and the joy that we have and that we can give and how we can spark each other. And it's these one-eyed smiles that's part of my brand that you probably have seen in my book and in my website. That's my reminder that I see out in the world, and I see this object every single day, and that makes me smile and that makes me happy too.
I really love that I can sit across from someone who also just loves to see other people be happy. It's one of those incredible feelings, isn't it? It's hard to explain, just to see somebody else light up, someone else be excited about something, somebody else smile, and for us to think, wow, this is an incredibly empowering feeling. Like, when did you realize that you loved seeing other people feel happy?
I hate to admit it. Probably, it's only about 5 or 6 years ago. I had this special moment with my daughter. We were actually sitting there doing some homework. She was doing her homework. I was doing some work on my smartphone, and I was looking for differences in the world because I had an awakening where I wasn't accepting and welcoming differences in the world. So as I started to let my guard down, I saw this one-eyed smile that was sitting on the table. It was on the back of this Italian ice lid that we had that my daughter got as a treat for doing her homework and finishing that. And this one-eyed smile was upside down. I turned it over and shared it with my daughter, and she lit up. Like the kid inside of her came alive. And then I realized the kid inside of me came alive because I let my silliness actually connect to this one-eyed smile. And as I showed it to her, I realized, oh my God, this is it. I get so much joy from the joy I see in other people. Yeah, it helped that it was my daughter. Yeah, I wanted to do that for the rest of the world. I want to see people light up like her, eyes wide open, mouth wide open, saying, oh my God, we just made this huge connection to something totally different out in the world. We all can do this. We're all capable and possible of doing these special things. So that was my light up moment that I said, I got to write this business plan. I never had a plan to write a book, yet I launched a book last year. And I'm using the messages from the book and these stories to help other people truly ignite their happy, authentic selves, to live these amazing lives that are like sitting there waiting to unleash and to live and to thrive.
It's amazing to hear how you had this little moment just from being with your daughter and just seeing pretty much, a little like a drawing, wasn't it? And that has changed your whole trajectory of your life just because you are open to the possibility of change. And I've found that a lot of people are struggling with the idea of change in their life. What would your advice be to those who haven't yet embraced, themselves and are struggling to find happiness in their lives?
You have happiness. It's within reach. It's within you. And it's not a corny component when it's really there for you to connect with the greater world. And the first thing I say to people is wake up every day and tell yourself what you're grateful for. Because that's going to remind you as you see it in the throughout your day, you're going to connect to that. You're going to find some warmth of that. Then I'd also ask you to find a partner or friend to say, hey, let's do a challenge together. Because this really helped me when I started to do my turnaround, which is ask somebody to share something that they find that makes them happy throughout the day and text each other. Do that for 30 days and you're going to form into a new habit and how you can be happy. And then maybe even identify a shape or something that reminds you of something that brings you joy. Like this one-eyed smile reminds me of uniqueness that we all bring. Some people say they see a feather and they see how that has their back and how light their heart can be and how beautiful they can be. Some people share a view of they find a heart in the world in a shell or a rock and they find love or they remind themselves of love, or a penny reminds them of luck, or whatever it is. So find something that will remind you of something that brings you a smile and joy every day.
I think they're all beautiful places to start. And remember, it doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna uniquely make you happy. It might not, what we're saying here might not work for you, and that's the reality. But there can be something out there that will. So no matter what, don't give up trying to sort of look for that thing that can help you feel like the person that you want to be. Beautifully said, Darrin, and we really appreciate your time here at What Makes You Happy to share all things that do make you happy, as well as that beautiful piece of advice that we just touched on. Thank you so much, Darrin.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We hope it gives you something to think about on your quest to discover what makes you happy. Make sure to check out whatmakesyouhappypodcast.com to connect with today's guest and follow us on all our social media platforms, and to stay up to date at what's happening next at What Makes You Happy. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend, and we'll see you next time.